Hello there, I'm ArtisticGamer7, and welcome back to another Creative Sim here on the channel. We have some more of the Among Us little characters being created today in Sims form. So if you've missed the previous episodes, there is a link down in the description below to the playlist, as well as at the end of the video if you want to go ahead and watch this one. So you can choose either option to go watch the previous ones if you've missed any of them. This is currently the 9th one, which is purple, if you probably already know by clicking on the video and seeing the thumbnail and the title. But yeah, anyway, so we have purple here and we are creating them. But before I go into much more about the purple herself here, I am going to briefly give a recap of what is going on in this series, because yes, it is a CAS series, but I'm also doing like a little fun little game thing for you all to try to play along with. So definitely feel free to comment down in the comments below and talk and chat on theories and what your idea is on the little game, which is trying to figure out who are the imposters. Now I did all 12 of the colors in Among Us, plus 6 other colors that I seen quite often when Among Us really first started taking off of. I've briefly heard, whether or not they're true or not, that these were colors that the devs themselves had considered adding at some point, and maybe still would be, but I don't know 100% sure, or if this is fully like fan-made colors. But I've heard a little bit of everything, so it may just be a mixture of information that has just gotten all kabobbled together. But this was the most popular version I had seen with adding these 6 colors, and it's the one that I seen first. So I went with adding those 6 colors because I did want to add a few more just for funsies. But yeah, anyway, there are ways to tell who the imposters are. There are 4 imposters, the rest are crewmates. There are ways to tell them apart, I have made sure of that. There are like 5 different things that you could try to look for to try to tell whether or not they're crewmates imposters. I didn't try to make it too obvious, but at least enough that if you started paying attention from video to video, you might start noticing things, you might be able to figure out some things, and be able to figure out who the imposters are. Now there also is a little like 20-some second video at the end of each video, and it's a different like a different time frame from the final video that will show who the imposters actually are. So it's little snippets of that video. You get a new snippet every Creative Sim, every new color. Obviously, I'm never going to show a snippet of who the imposters actually are, like revealing them. That won't be until that video as a whole is put up on the channel. But there are little hints and clues or things that you might be able to try to help you figure out who the imposters are. But I also might be every once in a while try to sneaky slip in some things that may mislead you slightly, so you gotta try to like sort of piece together all the clues and stuff here and there. So definitely feel free to chat amongst each other down in the comments below, so that maybe everyone can sort of bounce ideas off of each other if y'all are trying to figure out who the imposters are. Now, when I do finally do the reveal video, it will be after, obviously, the last one, which is going to be the 18th video, which is pink. Now, the color, like the order of the colors was decided by random, by will decide, as well as what gender they were, and whether or not they were crewmate imposter. That was all actually decided by will decide. I personally did not decide them myself. I made wills, I spin them, and that's how it happened. I figured that way it would be more of a challenge to myself and more of a fun, instead of like trying to go with colors that I wanted to be the imposters, or I thought made more sense to be the imposters, or if I really had items for this particular color that I think would look really good on a male sim or a female sim, I just couldn't pick that color. So it was a little way to sort of challenge myself and also just make the whole thing more random, so it was more of a guessing game involved. But yeah, so pink is the last one, so definitely make sure to make your final guesses on pink's video before the reveal comes out, so that I know that you didn't cheat. But anyway, on to purple here. So purple obviously is the 9th one chosen. I will not obviously tell you whether or not she is a crewmate or imposter, but she is a female. And purple is one of my favorite colors. My three favorite colors, which one of them technically by art standards isn't actually like a color. But just to simplify it, my 3 favorite colors are red, black, and purple. So those are my 3 favorites. Red and black have already been made. They were literally the first 2. And now we have purple here, and I do love purple. I admit, like, I love red and black, how they turned out. I think I like black a little bit more than red, which is, oddly enough, if I was to put those 3 colors in my favorite order, red would be on top, then black, then purple. But as far as how the Sims turned out for these colors, I think it's literally the opposite. I like purple the most, black stays in the middle, and then red's on the bottom. Still like how they all turned out, though. But I had a lot of fun with purple. I actually ended up taking a really long time with purple. I had to speed hers up a lot compared to all the other ones that I've done. Because I literally am editing these in order of the creation that I made them. Because I made them all, except for red. Red I made quite a bit further ahead of the rest of them. But the rest of them I made with all in the same 2 days. Like, I was making them in the evening, and then I woke up and finished the rest of them the next morning. So I made them in a very close time span of each other. And I didn't edit them. I waited until I made them all because I needed the little reveal video at the end. I needed to make it, so I needed them all made before I actually, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm still actually editing them in order. 1, just in case somehow I slack behind, I have the ones that are supposed to go out first done. And, like, something comes up and I can't edit for a while anyway. I have those done and ready, but also just because I'm just someone who I like things, like, I can be very messy sometimes and seem to be unorganized, but at the same time, I love to try to have organized. I have so many notebooks that I keep writing things down in and tracking things down in. I am a very messy, organized person, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I really loved making her. I had a lot of fun. I liked, like, she's the one that I probably give the most tattoos to. I meant to give more tattoos, but sometimes I admit I forget about tattoos when I'm doing Create a Sims for whatever reason. But yeah, I gave her quite a bit of tattoos because I wanted at least one of them to have a lot of tattoos, and for some reason, at some point in my head, she started screaming the one to give tattoos. But I really do love how she turns out. She doesn't have as much purple on her comparatively to how much the other colors have on because she is showing a lot of skin. But that is fine because, like I had said, I think it literally was Gold's video that was right before here. I tried to give them all mostly unique personalities. Now, obviously, some of them might have overlapping traits. I gave some of them paranoid because, I mean, one, if they're a crewmate, they know something's wrong and they don't know who's doing it. And then if you're the imposter, you're paranoid that they're gonna figure out it's you doing it. So that is like a trait that they all would have overlapping, and even part of their personality, because in my head, my Sims have some personalities that the traits don't cover. So yeah, so some of them have some of those overlapping personalities and traits, but at the same time, I wanted to try to make them all different. So this was like her style, and I really love how she turned out. I think she's really pretty. Even though some people, for some reason, look at tattoos and they don't think pretty. They think ugly or stay away or she's probably a wreck. She's messing her life. I have known in retail, working in retail, I've had a lot of coworkers who've had tattoos. I have tattoos. Mine aren't so big, but me personally, I think I've only had one account where someone was like, "Why did you get that? You shouldn't have got that." But I've had coworkers be told that, you know, if you have tattoos, you're gonna end up in prison. Like, that's how it's gonna happen. You're gonna end up somewhere bad. You're not gonna do well. Stuff like that. And I'm like, why? But yeah, I think she's absolutely gorgeous, and I love her. She's probably one of them I would lean more towards trying to be friends with, to be honest with you. But yeah, she is definitely also very pale. Paler than me, and I'm pretty pale. So the light when I was taking the screenshots of her, I will say was like bouncing off her skin so much. So she looks paler in her screenshots, even paler than she actually is. But you know what? That's fine. I know how that is sometimes. I have a hard time with my ring light sometimes, because some days it's fine and then some days it's just like my face is like lit up. But yeah, anyway, I hope you like how purple turned out. If so, hit that lovely like button, subscribe, you know, all that lovely YouTube goodiness. Make sure you pay attention to the rest of the colors and watch other videos to try to figure out who that imposter is, or imposters. There's 4. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye!